Now another topic we have is alter statements. What is alter statements? So let me tell you what is alter statement is. Suppose we have stud1 table. Table name is SID and we have these values. And in some columns we also have constants that we provided. Suppose we have constants. I don't know right now in this there is any constants are or not. So in basic table we have column name, we have some constants over there. But what if I am going to tell you that change this column name to SID to only ID? What if I tell you that just change this S name column to name NAME and let all these values as it is? What if I am going to tell you, suppose on if there is a constant not null with city, which means that you can't leave this column null when you are providing value. If I tell you that this column doesn't have not null constant, put not null constant right now. How you are going to do this? Suppose I am going to tell you just delete this status column, whole thing, this status column. Then how you are going to do this, all these stuffs, all these kind of things. When you have to delete, suppose some column, when you have to rename the column, if there is a constant, that's okay. If there is no constant, then provide a constant in suppose any column. Just delete a particular column, suppose delete a city from the stud2, stud1. How this is going to be happen there? So here alter statement comes in to alter the already presented table, to alter the table that is already there. So here is the create table. It is saying to create first table. Let's create a table. Create table STU. We are creating STU table, and in that table we are providing column called SID int. Another column is S name, which is of type char, size 10. This is the column that we have created. Let's see. STU. So this is the table. Now what if we want to add another column inside this table? Right now we have SID and SName column. Right here you can see we created SID of type int and SName of type char. Again you can see here instead of SName we write the wrong spelling, SNN. What if I am going to tell you to change this SNN wrong column name with the right one, which is SNAME? How you are going to do that? So first, how to add the new column in this table called STU. For that, the syntax is in Oracle. You can see syntax is like this: alter table, table name, add. So let's see in Oracle. Let's copy this table. Here is the Oracle. We created the table. Here is the table columns. We have to add the new column inside the STU. So for that, in Oracle we are going to use alter table, then we are going to write table name, which is STU, and add, then provide column name, suppose roll number, provide type. So in Oracle we have number data type. We can also provide multiple columns, add multiple columns in the table, suppose city of type char of size 10. So these are the columns that we want to add in the STU table. Let's click table altered. So this table got altered. Let's see. In the previous one, we have only SID and SName. Now we added two more columns, which is roll number and city of type this. How to add new column in MySQL? In MySQL, the syntax is alter table, of course table name, add, and now we are not going to provide values inside the brackets. We are directly going to add, suppose roll of type int, and where we want to, if we are going to use this, our table got inserted, but what if we want to insert the new column? Our column got inserted here in STU, but what if we want to add the column after SID, before SName? For that, what we can do, let's alter table name, and we are adding this column name. Suppose we are adding email of type char size 10. Then we are going to write after SID. So after SID, alter table name, add this column of this type and size after SID. So here after SID, new column got inserted. This is how you do in MySQL, how you add new table in MySQL. Let's drop the column. What that means? When we are dropping the table, what that is doing is that it's going to delete whole table, not only going to delete the values inside the table. Suppose we have STU table, if we are going to use drop table STU, then whole table is going to be get deleted. Likewise, we have to drop the column. We don't have only to delete the values of some column, we have to drop whole column of name email. Suppose then we are going to use this drop table not drop table, this is going to drop whole table. We have to alter the table and drop the only one column. So use alter table name. These are the basics. You have to alter table name. These three things have to be written in every alter table statement. Even if we are adding or deleting or maybe later on updating, you can see this alter table STU. Now we want to delete, suppose email. So the syntax for that is alter table name, drop column name. So we are going to write drop column column, then column name email. We are going to delete email. So email is gone. Same syntax will be used on Oracle, so you can do it by your own. Now modify the column. What that means? Suppose the SID is of type int. What if we want to convert this in the type big int or maybe long, because those are also the data type in the MySQL. Suppose we have SName of data type char, but we want to convert in varchar, and we have to change the size to 20. How to do that? Then we are going to use modify of alter table. So first write the simple thing, alter table, table name is stu, and then write modify column name, suppose as name, var char and new size is this. So its name got converted into varchar and size in 20 from the data type char and size 10. Same syntax for Oracle. Adding the primary key. How to add the primary key? I told you that suppose if we have these columns but we don't have any constant, how to add some new constant? So right now we are talking about adding primary key. How to add primary key? Suppose we want to add primary key to SID. What primary key means? That this SID can't be null and must have to be unique values, hold unique values. So let's write simple alter table is going to be everyone, and we are going to use name of the table, alter table, table name. Then we have add primary key to the column, add primary key to which column? To SID column. Primary key got added. Here you can saw SID, there is no key, but in here SID have primary key. Dropping the primary key. How to drop the primary key? Suppose right now we have primary key, or if we have any primary key before, not even in this table, and suppose in also in different table, how to drop this? How to remove the primary key so that we can store the duplicate values in this column and also leave it null when we want. So just use alter table, table name, and drop primary key. So from this table primary key is gone. So why we didn't have to provide column name, that from which column we have to drop the primary key? Why? Simple, because in a single table only there is going to be a one primary key. In one table there is going to be a one primary key. That's why we don't have to provide the column name from which column we have to remove the primary key. The primary key is gone. Do the same for Oracle. Adding new constant, adding the other constant. So primary key is also constant. But what if we have to add other constant? Like, what are the constants we have there? We have foreign key over there. We have not null. We have unique. We have check constant. We have default constant. So by default, if we don't provide any value, the default is going to be in that column. So how to provide another constants instead of primary key? For adding that, here is the syntax. Alter table, table name. You can see in every this type of things where we are playing with the table column of the table, we have to write alter table, table name. These three things are fixed in every case. So alter table, table name, add constraint, and then we have to provide constant name. Add constant name. Suppose con1, and then your constant here. We are adding not null. So here how it happens. For example, create table We have created a table. Now we are providing constant. Add constant name ck1. We are providing foreign key. So foreign key SID references to master tables SID. Let's see what will happen here. We are providing not null to what will happen? It can't happen to SID. Just do this like SID not null. So in this case, we can also add constant at the time of modifying. So when we are using alter table stu and then we are using modify SID, from like modifying SID into suppose long, and at this time we can write here not null. So this worked. So int got converted into medium text, and we can't provide null in here. Even before we can't provide null right over there because we converted it into primary key. Here we can provide null, but when we converted it in primary key, then it's gone. So that's how it works. And if you want to talk about this syntax of adding constant, this is going to work with adding the foreign key between two tables. So you can go through this syntax. What if we are trying to drop this sequence? So we are just going to alter table name and drop constant and the constant name ck1 that we are going to use at the time of adding the constant. And if you want to add another constant instead of foreign keys, then at the time of modify here, where we are modifying the column, alter table name modify column type, suppose we converted the type from int to this, at this time you can provide the another constant. I provided not null, you can provide check with condition, you can provide default, you can provide unique right here. So it's adding the constant, dropping the constant, renaming the table. How to rename a table? So the name of our table is stu. What if I am going to tell you please rename the table name? So for that you are going to do alter table stu, and in the case of mysql as well as oracle, the syntax is same, alter table name. So we provided table name. These are the simple things that we have to use in every query. Alter table name, then rename to suppose stud, from stu to stud. It's got renamed. Now when we are trying to represent the columns, it says table stu doesn't exist. What is it? This test1.stu. Test1 is basically name of the database inside which this stu table is. So if we go with stud, we got these same columns because we changed the name from stu to stud. What if we are trying to change the name of the column? We have here default in sname. We have double n. What if we want to correct this? How to do that? So for that, alter table name right now is stud. Change column name, which is wrong, old column name to new column name is name. Data type, what data type? Let's change the data type also. Let's change the size. Look, data type and size also got changed, and the default sname got corrected with sname. This is how we change our column name in MySQL. You can see for Oracle and MySQL, there is two syntax. There are different syntax. In the case when we are changing the column, to renaming the column, we use syntax for MySQL. Alter table name, change old column name. We provided old column name, then new column name, new column name, and then data type and size. But for Oracle, let's also do for Oracle. Let's change alter table stu, and in the case of Oracle, for changing the column name, we have to use this syntax, rename. Here we use change, here we are using rename. Column name, old column name is wrong, even here it is wrong. To right one, let's change the data type to varchar. Let's change the size to 22. Rename as name. Rename column. CO column. So it worked. In the case of Oracle, when we are trying to change the name of column, then we have to use this syntax, alter table name, then we have to use rename column, and in the case of MySQL we are using change old column name, new column name, and we also change the data type and size. But in the case of Oracle, we have to use rename column and old column name to new column name. In the case of Oracle, we can't change the data type and size. So at the place of change, we used rename column, old column name to new column, and in the case of MySQL, just change old column name, new column name, and also change the data type if you want. Let's go on another example, renaming structure of table by using delete command. You can delete only records of the table. You can use drop command to remove table structure. We have gone through this. If we want to delete any data from the table, right now we don't have any data from stu, no row selected because there is nothing. Let's insert something. Insert into stu values in sid 22 in char. So again 22, again in pair, city is Delhi. Here is the data. If we want to delete data, then we are going to use delete from stu, and that's right. If we are not going to provide any condition in where, then all the data in the table is going to get deleted. But if we are going to provide some specific data like where SID is 22, then only this row is going to get deleted and other rows will be not going to get affected. But if we are not going to use where clause, we are not going to provide from where we have to delete the table, then all the table is going to get deleted. But only table is going to get, only data inside the table is getting deleted. What if we want to delete the whole STU table? So for that we can drop the table. Let's see it here. If we want to delete a stud, first let's see list of tables that we have. Show tables. So in this database test 1 we have this table. Let's delete stud. So for doing that, drop stud, drop table, drop table stud. Now we don't have stud, it's gone. So whole table is got deleted with the columns and data. Truncate table, delete from student, truncate table student. Above two queries will give the empty student table as result. So these two queries, delete from table, is going to delete every data inside any table. If we are going to use this statement, delete from table, then all this data is going to get deleted. But if we are going to use truncate table stud 1, then also that query is also going to delete every data inside the table. So these both queries are going to delete whole data from any table. But what is the difference? Above two queries will give the empty table as a result. In the case of delete command, this line, it will drop. In the case of delete command, it will delete the records one by one. In the case of truncate command, it will drop the table and it will create the same table again. So what will happen? Delete from stud 1. If we are going to use this command, then all the data are going to be deleted one by one. But if we are going to use truncate table stud 1, then this whole table is going to dropped, whole structure is going to get deleted, like here stud is deleted, and then again by automatically it is going to create a new table with no data. Let's see truncate table 1. So now this whole data got deleted. You can see here empty set returned. What is the another difference? Delete operation can be rolled back. So delete operation can be rolled back. If we have deleted this instead of using truncate, then we can roll back right now. If we didn't use commit command, if we deleted and used commit command, right now commit command is off, but suppose it is on, then we are going to use delete command, then we can't roll back. Suppose if auto commit is off and we deleted this table, then we can roll back. But in the case of truncate, we can't roll back. Now this data is not going to come back. Let's see. Right now commit command is off. Can we roll back? Roll back? No, we can't roll back. Even if auto commit is on or off, truncate, when we are going to use truncate, it's not going to getting rolled back. But in the case of if we have used delete command, then there is a chance to rolling back. So what delete command do? It delete the records one by one and it can be rolled back. And what truncate table do? It drop the table first and then create the identical table with same column names. But we can't truncate, but we can't roll back when we use truncate. Once the data is gone through truncate, then we can't roll back. So another topic that we have is the index. Let's go through what is index. When we are applying index on single field, then it will be simple index. When we are applying index on combination of field, then it is going to be a composite index. When we are applying search query, when we use search query, or you can say select a statement, then the searching technique is going to be used as sequential, or you can say that it is linear search. It is happening linear search. But when we are searching on the basis of index, then that table is using the searching technique which is called as binary search. Binary search will take less time to search in comparison to linear search. Automatic simple index will be there at the time of searching without putting it explicitly. So automatically when we are searching using select a statement, there is a simple indexing, means linear search. But if we have composite primary key, where we use two columns to make a primary key on a table, the composite index will be applied automatically, means it becomes binary search. When we use composite primary key in our table, then the searching technique becomes binary automatically. Simple index and composite index. Here is the example. So there is nothing more in the index. You can just, it's just a note thing. It's nothing practical in here. There is some codes, you can go through this. Let's move on the another topic, which is admin.